15 minutes is all it takes to jumpstart your day as powerful entrepreneurs share what they do so you can be successful too. Welcome to 15 Minutes of Success.
Wow, it's a great day in every way, and this is your lady, Dr. Lotus Riche, and guess what, y'all? I am broadcasting here on location in the Maryland area, and today I have a phenomenal guest. She is a nurse who has been in nursing for over 35 years. She has 35 years of experience and a filmmaker. Yes, she's a dedicated filmmaker who is dedicated to highlighting issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And as the CEO of POSA Productions, Robyn has directed multiple projects, including the impactful 2020 Year of the Nurse documentary, celebrating nurses who are contributing their skills, their love, and their heart. They did that all during the COVID-19 pandemic. And she also is the founder of the Millionaire Path, empowering nurses to achieve financial freedom. Now, you may not know this. She was also nominated for the Best Documentary in 2021. And she also was nominated for the Best Feature Year of the Nurse in 2021. So I want to invite you to go ahead and come on in and get in where you fit in, as I say on the night show, and share this broadcast out with your friends and your family and even your frenemies, because what she's sharing with us today, you don't want to miss. And you'll see some of my new guests and my clients here because we are streaming live on location, right? You'll see them here in the background. Keep your focus right on Robyn Roots. And so, with no further ado, the next voice that you're going to hear from me, it's you and me. It's going to be Robyn Roots.
Please welcome to the show, CEO of the Nurse Millionaire Path, Robyn Roots.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Robyn Roots is in the house. How you doing, young lady?
Hi, I'm great. I'm so excited to be here. And thank you so much for the opportunity.
Well, I am super happy to have you, Robyn. You have been just a pillar of support, and what can I say? For the nurses, you have showed them that the more love they get, the more love they receive. And I know back in the COVID days, that wasn't always the case. So I want to get right into it. And thank you again for being here on 15 Minutes of Success. And we share our 15 minutes. The light is on you. I'd like you to talk to everybody and tell them a bit more about who you are. I told them so many amazing things, but the proof is in the pudding. So we want to hear from you. You got it. Go ahead.
I'm so excited to be here. As I said earlier, I am a nurse of over 35 years. I am a filmmaker, and also I love the stock market. They call me Wall Street Nene. I'm so excited because, number one, this is Nurses Week. So happy Nurses Week to all my nurses out there, because we have served well. And I'm excited because we're going to be actually showing the film 2020 Year of the Nurse this week in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And we'll have information below concerning that event. But it's just I'm so excited because 2020 Year of the Nurse is a film that was conceived and also filmed during COVID. And it was hard because it was so many things going on. And, you know, God was just telling me to do something. So I don't know if you realize, in March of this year was 5 years since COVID-19 hit our country and impacted in a way that has never been impacted before. So I'm so excited that we're able to share this history And that's what I call 2020 Year of the Nurse. It's a legacy film now. We're on a legacy tour that's helping people to understand the bravery and the courage of the nurses, the healthcare team, and our country as a whole. And during this film as well, we talk about discrimination. We also talk about mental health of the healthcare team. And we also just talk about the resilience of the nurses. And I'm so excited because I was able to also create a song called 2020 Year of the Nurse. It's available on all platforms. If you get a chance, go to YouTube, it's there. And just look at the trailer of the film as well. So I'm so excited to meet Dr. Lotus on my journey, and also just all of the amazing women in the DMV that have supported this project. So look, that's just a little bit about me. And also being retired from the corporate world, I was able to do that with the help of learning, financial literacy, which included the stock market. I love educating people on the stock market, and I love, options trading as well as trading. So that's just a little bit about me, and I'm just excited to be here.
I absolutely love it, and I'm so delighted that you're here. And Robyn, it's without question that nurses, both male and female, because oftentimes people think nurses are just women, because for so long people were told being a nurse is not a man's job, just like women were told being a doctor was not a woman's job. But not only have we changed the tides, but we are showing that men and women have so much to offer our community at large. So I want to thank you for that. So I want to really get into what made you create your company, the Nurse Millionaire Path, empowering nurses to achieve financial freedom, because that's huge. Let's talk about that.
Well, I really felt like over the years, as nurses, we make really decent salaries. And with COVID, we were able to really leverage, the opportunity to travel. And also, it was a high risk time. And a lot of nurses, they put their lives on the line to serve during that time. And a lot of times as a nurse, we're pretty much the go-to in the family. We tend to take care of our family's financial needs. We take care of their health needs. And when we finish this journey through nursing, sometimes we find ourselves financially deficient, because we've, spent a lot of our money taking care of our parents, taking care of our kids, our grandkids, and just being the go-to person. Yeah. And that's financially and physically. A lot of times, you're not just working on the job, you're working at home, working in the community, you're working in your neighborhood. If anybody's sick, they know, let me call the nurse. And a lot of times that's been going on still, even after retiring from the corporate world. So I think, my journey with that was that I felt like I had a lot of friends that were ready to retire, and being ready to retire, they were tired and ready to retire, but they didn't have the financial foundation. So I created Nurse Millionaire Path to help them to understand how not to live paycheck to paycheck, and also understanding where they need to put their money so their money can work for them. Any money sitting around that's not working needs to be working and multiplying. So I've been very fortunate to learn some things about investing, insurance, and different things that can help build generational wealth.
I appreciate you sharing that, because it's without question that a lot of times we as professionals, whether it's in nursing or whatever business we're in, we don't know where we should put our money. Like I'm on location at one of my clients' beautiful showrooms here today. And guess what? They're going to want to talk to you also about where to invest their money, because they have clients who are nurses, who are doctors, who are lawyers, who are everyday people. But guess what? They need to help them help themselves. So I absolutely love what you're doing with the nurses. And so I know that recently you were nominated for the best documentary in 2021, I know that. And then you were nominated for the best feature Year of the Nurses for 2021. But one other thing that I recently found out is that you just gained another amazing accomplishment. And I want to share this with our audience. Let's see if we can show this real quick.
So we know that you just got a citation, I think, because of your work in the community. So let's talk about that for a moment, if we can.
Well, I've gotten a presidential award for my work that I've done in the community because my specialty in nursing is renal dialysis. And that was one of probably the most prestigious awards that I've gotten, because as a nurse, we love what we do. And all the time it's not acknowledged, and we don't look for that. So when we are recognized, it is huge. And when we think about 2020 Year of the Nurse, we did win Best Documentary in 2021 at the Bronzland Film Festival. Also, on this Thursday, as we're screening the film, I'm a very spiritual person, and God told me some things to do with this film and with this project, and I have been diligently working for 5 years. And we have received, I say we, because I stand in the gap for all the nurses. We have received a proclamation from the governor, Youngkin, for Nurses Week, which started on Sunday. I had to submit paperwork, and we have been honored there. So that proclamation will be read at the screening on Thursday. And also we will be getting a proclamation from the mayor of Fredericksburg live at the event. So I'm really excited about those things, and there's more to come, because nursing is not just a job. It's what we do. It's what we love. It's a part of us, and it's a part of the community. And so it's important for me that our legacy lives on, not just when we pass away, but while we're still in motion, because a lot of stories that I read, those nurses have passed away. But I think it's so amazing to be able to still be alive and carry this legacy on, because our nurses that are coming behind us, they need that. They need the leaders to pour into them, just like we were poured into. So this tour, this legacy tour for 2020 Year of the Nurse, will impact our country. And I think it's important for organizations such as the museums, the hospitals, and also the nursing programs to look at, sharing more nursing history that is happening in real time. So COVID-19, which is 5 years ago, we all know the impact it had on us, our families, our community, our businesses, our jobs, just so many things that happened. So I'm excited to be a part of this, because I know this is a God project. So thank you again for allowing me to share this. And the nurses that were involved in it, we also wrote a book, 2020 Year of the Nurse, Our Love Affair with Nursing, because it is a love affair. You got to love this profession to stay as long as we have and continue to serve our community.
I just want to say, Robyn, that you live a life of service. And I must say that doing that helps people to realize that they're not an island. It also helps them to realize that they're not alone. And you went an extra step and you said, okay, listen, I'm also going to put this in a film. I'm going to document it. I'm going to let people know that, hey, there's someone out here that sees you, that understands, that's been where you are. And we're going to bring light to it. So as you started bringing light to this, I want you to tell me if you face any type of challenges, and if you face the challenges, how did you overcome them?
Absolutely. When we were filming this project, it was in real time. So COVID was going on. And the beauty of that is that by me being a dialysis nurse, my infection control knowledge was high. So during that time, I was able to keep all of my nurses and all of my cast and crew safe. Nobody came down with COVID. But what I realized as we were making this film, my team was suffering with family members that were suffering with COVID, being diagnosed, not being able to get into the hospital, and actually passing away. So a lot of times on set, it became a safe place for us to cry, to mourn, to share, and to lift each other up mentally. And that was not something that I prepared for. But as we laid out the project, I had a pastor on set with us, because there were a lot of times where we broke down. There were a lot of times where we cried and we mourned, you know, tragedies in each other's family, because we were all in it together. And so those were some of the main challenges. And then the nurses that I interviewed, they weren't all in Richmond, Virginia. So I was sending teams to various parts of the country, hiring people online that I had never met, but their portfolio was good, and they were going into their homes and capturing their stories. So that was a blessing for me. So a lot of these nurses, believe it or not, I have never met them face to face. I met them online. We communicated on Zoom, and they agreed to share their story, what they were going through. And I think that's important, because I did not want it to be about me, and God wanted it to be about what's going on all over the world. But the thread was there, that we were connected. Even though we were nurses in other states, we understood what each other was going through. And if we didn't make it through this time, our history was you know, saved in film, and then how they really felt about things. Because if you can recall, during that time, people had to change clothes before they came in the house so that they wouldn't infect their families. They stayed in hotels. They stayed in their car. They did everything they could think of not to bring that, you know, virus home, because we didn't really know what it was. So it's just so important that we all come together to talk about this, and to actually share and love on each other, and even mourn. And that's what I found as I've toured the film last year and the year before. A lot of people, they didn't get a chance to bury their loved ones, because we as a country, when someone passes, a funeral is another way of celebrating life and seeing our extended family that we don't get to see. So as people passed away, a lot of people, they could not even go to the funeral. And at one of my showings in DC, I had the opportunity to meet a young man from Africa, and he was not able to be there for his mom's passing. And that film allowed him to see the hard work that was going on behind the scenes that the world didn't know about. So this film is impactful, and it opens the door for a lot of healing, resilience, and conversations from everyone. I can't hear you, Dr. Lotus.
Okay, can you hear me now, Robyn? Let me do this.
Yeah, but you're echoing a little bit. I can't hear you at all now. Can you hear me, Dr. Lotus? Okay, I just can't hear you.
Okay. All right. I think that's better. Is that better?
Y'all.
That better?
Yes, that's better. Got you back.
All right. Fantastic. Fantastic.
You're the tech queen. I knew you was gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm the whiz of the showbiz, I tell you. So Robyn, we're gonna take a quick look at one of the videos that you provided us, because it's without question that it takes more than just one person to do it. And you teamed up with a couple of people, well, several people, to get this video done. But I like how the video starts out. I'm not going to tell you how the video starts out. I'm just going to show you. How about that? We'll be right back. Enjoy this video.
Change, touch, and breath that we take. COVID brought mass isolation and a touchless society as our new normal. Fears, tears, sickness, and death. Even science stood still.
When the world was in trouble, who was there, showed up every day, and really cared, who really had the heart to put the people first. 2020, year of the nurse. When the world was in trouble, who was there, showed up every day, and really cared, who really had the heart to put the people first. 2020, year of the nurse. The worst pandemic ever in history. So much pain, tears, a lot of misery. 2020, year of the nurse. The documentary documenting the worst. For every nurse, the struggle that you've been through, you beat the odds, forever will continue to have faith and never lose hope. Overnight shifts tied, but they cope. They God chosen, they fix what's broke. Caring for patients, that's all they know. They pushing fear aside, focus on the bigger picture, leaving no one behind, that's why I'm with you. The sacrifice is so evident. Nurses will always be relevant. True angels that I haven't sent. How about a nurse run for president? The world was in trouble, who was there? Showed up every day and really cared. Who really had the heart to put the people first? 2020, year of the nurse. When the world was in trouble, who was there? Showed up every day and really cared. Who really had the heart to put the people first? 2020, year of the nurse. Salute every nurse. Some survived, some died. COVID-19 took us all by surprise while we fighting through it. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. Check on your friends. Mental health, it matters. Those gone but never forgotten. Stay strong, forever we got them. When you a nurse, it's like you sign an oath. To save lives, we will always owe you appreciation and gratitude. Without you, what would we do? The world was in shambles. You showed up to the gamble. Commitment was your first choice. For every nurse, I'ma be the voice to let them know that above all, you a blessing and we love y'all. The world was in trouble, who was there? Showed up every day and really cared. Who really had the heart to put the people first? 2020, year of the nurse. When the world was in trouble, who was there? Showed up every day and really cared. Who really had the heart to put the people first? 2020, year of the nurse.
I know it's been tough, but only God knows. Keep fighting, keep believing, we are one. My heroes, 2020, year of the nurse.
Absolutely amazing. So amazing.
Thank you so much.
Wow, Robyn, I don't know how you did.
Let me tell you about this song. This song, it was supposed to be written for the documentary itself, but the documentary was so intense. There was no place for a song. You know how you do like a soundtrack. Yes. And so my team, they was like, there's no way you can create a song because of the way the documentary is moving. So I thought, hey, that's good. I don't have to write a song or do anything. And probably a couple of weeks after the documentary was completed, God was like, where's the song? And I was like, I don't need a song. And so God kept pulling on me that I need to write a song. And so I went walking and I was praying, and God just put those lyrics in my spirit and just everything. And so I called a good friend of mine, Riché from The Wire. He's the one that was rapping. And I told Trey, I said, hey, I'm not a singer, but I need help to create what God has told me to do. And so we talked back and forth and we put it together. I went to DC to Naughty Land and we did the recording. And then we flew to Atlanta and made the video. And it was funny because Trey was like, you moved too fast. Because we flew into Atlanta, made the video, and flew out that night. And he was like, you all about business. I'm like, I'm a nurse. I'm a nurse. They get admitted, they get discharged. We don't have all these 6 weeks to do this and do that.
Hey, you guys popped that comment. It was great.
Yes, it was great, and the team was amazing because I had never did any production in music, and I think we did 2 takes on it and we were done. And they were like, "We so used to being here all day." I was like, I don't have that kind of time. So I'm just so grateful that this song has impacted so many people. I get emails and texts that they were passing their meds, listening to it, and it just kind of brought back what we went through, but then in an upbeat way. It has so much hope at the end of the song. So that's what I want people to feel, the resilience of what we as a country survive. So I'm excited and so proud of this project.
I absolutely love that, Robyn. And we were wanting to share something with you earlier because, like we shared, you have been awarded a wonderful award. So we just want to take a moment to share this again with our viewers. And so let's talk about May the 8th. What's happening on May the 8th? And then I want to double back because I want to take a moment also, and maybe we could just do this right now. I want to bring this up because this is important, because we talk about your corporation that you've created. So talk to us about that.
Like I was saying earlier, it's so important when you work so hard for years. It's not just this particular course here is for nurses, but I also teach a retired smart solutions for regular people that want to, look at where they are financially. But the Nurse Millionaire path is dear to my heart because I know so many nurses that have worked hard for 20, 30 years and still are not positioned to retire because we're that go-to person in the family. It's never too late to start investing and saving and looking at your portfolio, because there should really be no money sitting around that's not working for you. And I think when we think about entrepreneurship, you see that a lot in the African-American community, but a lot of times we're spending money out of our 401k and money that we have saved up for the kids for college. But you can build wealth with other products and compounding interest and the stock market. And then when you get so much money in the stock market, take that money and start your business. So a lot of times we're doing it a little backwards. Right. So I really try to educate people that making sure you have so much money that you can invest in yourself in the right way and not be sweating, the whole time trying to make payroll and different things like that. So this course is a 3-month course, and it really does break down financial literacy, because a lot of times we think we know, but we don't know what we don't know. And what I mean by that is I have a lot of people that come to me, they have a 401k. They've never really looked at it. They've never used the support team that's connected to their 401k with their company. And I encourage them to do that. You have someone managing that money in their 401k because it has to stay within that company. But when it's time for you to retire or switch jobs, it's time to pull that money into something else. So educating them so they're not taking out money, creating a tax event. And it's so many things that you learn to put in your financial toolbox that'll help you along the way. And then you can pass that knowledge on to your children. Because a lot of times we may not have started saving until 30s and 40s. But when you get your first job, it's time to get down to business and start saving, because that's the key. The longer you save, the better off you're going to be. But in the event you're behind, there are ways to accelerate that as well. So exactly, I'm excited. And I've worked with some nurses, and they've really changed the trajectory of their retirement just from the course, because they didn't realize what they didn't know about finances. And so they were able to implement those things. And we talk finance all the time. They're watching more financial stations. They're learning about money and how to multiply it. So I'm excited about this. If I can retire at 58, which probably to young people, that's too long to work. I don't think this generation will ever work as long as we did, because, they're into the crypto and all of those things that we might be a little nervous about. And that's why I love the class, because I get to teach them on a basic level. Yes. And that's how I finished my career in education at the VA. So, educating adult learners, I love it. And trust me, there is no stupid question. Ask the question, because it's your money.
And what I like, Robyn, too, is that you help take the fear and the frustration out of it. The classes first of all, it's easy to register for the course, and the classes are 6 weeks long. And it's not hard to do. So I absolutely love that. And so as we get ready to talk about what's happening this weekend, let's dive into that, because you are going to be showing your actual film. And so that's why I didn't want to show too much. I'm not going to show y'all the film today. You need to be there in the room. Tell us about the film, where people can go to register to be a part of it, because I know they don't have to register, but it's best if they do.
Well, we will make sure we have the link within this, presentation, because you don't have to register, but it's just good sometimes to register, but if not, you are definitely welcome. But we partnered with the FAM Museum and the Jumana Community College in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And like I say, it's Nurses Week. So we're going to have the community, we're going to have the nurses there, we're going to have the administration there as well. And what's so exciting about this is that as I've shown this film all over the country, the audience is always mixed, different ages, different cultures, different professions, but we all have that common thread. We were all affected by COVID, and it affected our mental health as well. And the unknown is always there, but for the nurses to be able to share what happened behind the mask, it is powerful. And so I think that is key there. And Dr. Lotus has the trailer. She can share the trailer with y'all. The film is in self-distribution. And what that means is I own all the rights to this film. So I'm the one that's sharing it with the world, with the community, because I think it's important for me to be the voice for nurses, because exactly, a lot of times things get taken out of context. So she's welcome to share the trailer. And this is what's going to be happening on Thursday at 7 p.m.
All right, everybody, let's get ready. I hope you got your popcorn, your chips, your pretzels, whatever you want, because this trailer is gonna be great. So here goes.
I don't think people will ever be able to grasp what New York was unless they were there. To walk down the ER and see stretchers in the hallways, and you don't know if patients are alive or dead.
It took a couple of weeks to realize how people presented. What you found out is that you can predict who's going to die.
And I'm not talking about just nurses. I'm talking doctors. I'm talking environmental staff, case managers, social workers, people out because they're sick with this. So my fear was, am I next?
A lot of those nurses will die from this because they do not have the appropriate equipment. And then came wow, we were the most trusted profession. We thought we were the most loved as well.
For Black people, two pandemics collided. On May 25th, 2020, the Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin killed George Floyd.
All of this stuff has been going on for decades. The only difference is that it's being filmed.
It is very difficult to deal with the pandemic and the Black Lives Matter movement. Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. We've all had to face the difficulties that led up to this movement.
People do not realize how mentally and physically exhausted the profession is.
Mental health for me right now is hidden behind a smile and a happy face.
I'm quick to tell people, oh, you need to go see somebody. You know, they got medication for that. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here suffering in silence.
All right. Wow.
Watch what smoothies do to.
All right. You know, that's just amazing. So I can't wait to be there this weekend. Let us know what time it's going to start and what time it's going to end, what the attire should be, and how people can register. You'll see this, everybody, around this broadcast today. Robyn, let them know.
Well, the event will be happening again, at Germanna Community College in partnership with the FAM Museum in Fredericksburg. It's going to start at 7. The event is 7 to 9. And as I shared earlier, we will be getting a proclamation for the Nurses Week in partnership with 2020 Year of the Nurse. So I'm excited for you guys to witness that, because in Virginia that has never been done. And I think it's important that we recognize the hard work that was done, and just as a community come together. And the attire for us, we always, kind of glam it up a little bit, because it is a screening of the film. So you'll be able to take pictures in front of the Step and Repeat. I will have the book there, and I also will have the authors with me, the nurses that are in the book and also in the film. And the community college and the museum will have some other exhibits as well. So it's going to be a great time for all of us to come together, and I hope to see you there. And thanks again, Dr. Lotus, for just supporting me and all the opportunities that have come since we connected in the DMV.
I absolutely love you, Robyn. You're just an amazing person. And if you look below this broadcast, we want to thank your broadcasting production company for all you do and for all you're going to do in the near future for all the nurses to come. And by the way, Robyn and I are working together to put together something for the nurses. It's a type of nurses ball or something like that. And so we want you to stay tuned and make sure you continue to support us. But most importantly, make sure you're out there this weekend, the 8th, for this amazing event. So with no further ado, we want to thank each and every one of you from sharing with us from all over the world. We see you in the Philippines. We see you. We see Marielle Tulakima all the way from Australia. We see you in Washington, D.C. We see you in Virginia. We see you in Africa. We see Nigeria and Ghana is in the house. We see you from all over the world. So with no further ado, we're going to say blessings to you. And Robyn, we thank you for doing what you do for all the nurses all around the world. And so until we meet again, be blessed, don't stress, always do your best as you ignite and take flight in every area of your life. And we'll see you on our next broadcast. Have a great day. Thank you for watching the show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Ring that bell so you won't miss a thing. And we'll see you on the next episode of 15 Minutes of Success, where powerful entrepreneurs share what they do so you can be successful too. If you want to be a guest on the show, please connect with us at Lotus at LotusRicheIgnitesYou.com. And we'll see you on the other side of 15 Minutes of Success. Success is in the eye of the beholder. See it, create it, and be it.